Hey, come see us on tour. We'll be in Tempe, Arizona, Los Angeles, Columbus, Ohio, Dayton, Ohio, Cincinnati, Lexington, Burbank, California, and Honolulu. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for those tickets. Don't go anywhere else. So here is Trump. Michael Tracy tweets out very sarcastically. He says, Trump says Israel should hit Iran's nuclear facilities. By the way, Michael Tracy's doing these interviews after debates and things for it is hilarious.
Yeah.
Anyway, you got to see them. They're great. Trump says Israel should hit Iran's nuclear facility because he doesn't play by any of the rules you're supposed to as a journalist. Michael Tracy just kind of is a bull in a china shop. It's hilarious. Trump says Israel should hit Iran's nuclear facilities. Yet another bold anti-war statement on his part, a terrifying blow to the deep state and military-industrial complex.
There's not one deep state. There's a bunch of factions. So one faction likes Trump and the other one doesn't. And but both of them
so you got to
help out Israel. Both.
So here
everybody's being blackmailed.
Here he is saying it.
They asked him, "What do you think about Iran? Would you hit Iran?" And he goes, "As long as they don't hit the nuclear stuff." That's the thing you want to hit, right? I said, I think he's got that one wrong. Isn't that what you're supposed to hit? I mean, it's the biggest risk we have. Nuclear weapons, the power of nuclear weapons, the power of weaponry. You know, I rebuilt the entire military, jets, everything. I built it, including nuclear, and I hated to build the nuclear, but I got to know firsthand the power of that stuff. And I'll tell you what, we have to be totally prepared. We have to be absolutely prepared. But when they asked him that question, the answer should have been, hit the nuclear first and worry about the rest later. And that's what they should. That's what if they're going to do it. If they're going to do it, they're going to do it. But we'll find out whatever their plans are. But great question. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Austin.
We can't just use the hurricane machine?
So just to let you know, bipartisanship is not dead. Here's Tim Walz saying that he also wants to bomb the shit out of Iran. You ready?
Okay, so I want to pick up where Alexis left off there in the Middle East, because you were asked in the debate the other night a question about whether or not you would support a preemptive strike by Israel on Iran. You didn't really get to an answer on that. So this administration continues to call for Israel to moderate its response after being attacked by Iran. Do you now think that Israel has a right to either strike oil facilities, nuclear facilities? What's your position on that?
Well, look, let's remember how this started, and we're approaching tomorrow.
Is he going to mention the Nakba in 1947 when they gave land to the Zionists that didn't belong to them and displaced 750,000 Palestinians and slaughtered the rest? Is he going to talk? Is that how it started? Or does he start it last year? Let's see. I bet. Can you guess? I think the answer may surprise you. Or will it?
I'm going to make my Tim Walz face while he does it.
Okay, here we go.
Tragic anniversary. Hamas terrorists murdered over 1,200 innocent Israelis.
Oh, so he's starting it last year. That's how this all started, did it? It didn't start with an occupation that everybody says is illegal. It didn't start with an apartheid state that every human rights organization agrees is an apartheid state. It didn't start with the mowing the lawn. I mean, the slaughtering of it. That really. Okay.
Jimmy, look, it's a big white guy taco night. It tastes like shit, but we got to take a bite.
36 Americans took hostages. We have been clear. Israel has the right to defend itself. We've always stood in that position. We need the hostages returned, and we need to bring an end to the humanitarian crisis in Gaza. But again, the point is it's Iran is at the heart of this, and their proxies that bring disrupt.
Is Iran at the heart of this? You know who's at the heart of this? Is the United States economic hitmen. Why do you think Iran is a religious theocracy? It used to be a secular democracy. And then guess what the United States did? The CIA overthrew their secular democracy. And what the government they have now is called blowback. So of course, they pushed them into a religious theocracy. They had a democracy and a democratically elected president, Mossadegh. And guess what we did? The CIA overthrew him. Why? Because we wanted to steal his oil, and we did. We then installed a puppet called the Shah, who was an oppressive leader, and then people reacted to that. And the blowback from that is that we get the Ayatollah, and you get a theocracy. We're the ones who did that.
Jimmy,
We're responsible for the way Iran is. Who is we? The United States military and our deep state economic hitmen. Just like every country, just like Libya, just like Syria, just like Afghanistan, just like Ukraine. We're the ones who did all the Iraq. What do you want to say,
Jimmy,
Kurt?
Yeah, okay. I just want to point out one thing. Yeah, we did that, but that was with MI6. We didn't even get. That wasn't even for us to get the oil. That was for England. We did that to help England get their oil.
That's right.
Like, we're not even getting anything for this shit except misery.
Throughout the region. That's why being in the Situation Room as Vice President was working with Israelis to repel the attack we saw this week. They tried it back in April, the same thing. And that's the point of being and boxing Iran in. President Trump tore up the nuclear deal that moved Iran closer to a nuclear weapon. He also allowed
Do they have a nuclear weapon?
The word is nuclear.
Yeah,
so people like him on purpose mispronounce it to sound folksy. Nuclear. It's
He's
nuclear.
a guy that changes an air filter on a car, so
That's
of course
right.
it's nuclear.
You know, Jimmy, I just want to add here, I asked...
Iran doesn't have a nuclear bomb.
I asked, do any Middle Eastern countries have a nuclear weapon? You know who does?
Israel has a nuclear bomb.
Yeah,
and
they
I
stole it from France, and the guy that ratted out Israel illegally stealing that, Israel keeps him under house arrest, and he's like a Julian Assange figure who told the truth, and Israel tortures him forever. And we all pretend. I don't know if he could say they have nukes, could he?
An American aircraft in international airspace with a tweet. And when Iranian weapons...
So everything Tim Walz is saying is Trump didn't start enough war in the Middle East. That's what he's saying. He's saying he should have already gone to war with Iran. That's what he's saying right now. Do you understand your choices in this election are someone who wants to start a war in the Middle East and someone who is currently starting a war in the Middle East? Those are your choices. Someone who wants to bomb Iran, someone who's currently funneling weapons to bomb Lebanon and Iran and Gaza and Yemen and Ukraine and Syria and wherever else they want to do it.
You remember when Jon Stewart made that movie about the journalist got captured in Iran and they held him? It's called Rosewater.
No,
the guard
I didn't see it.
It was Jon Stewart's big project after the Daily Show, and it's about this. The Daily Show had done a segment about how Iran's not that crazy, and then the guy they talked to got arrested because they thought he was some nonsense. The point is, the guy was arrested for a couple of months. Julian Assange, how long was that guy in prison with no charges? Iran's nicer than your country.
Fell on U.S. troops. He called it a headache when it was traumatic brain injury. Just to be clear, we have always said we reserve the right to protect American troops, our allies in the region, and that there is consequences for Iran. So what you're seeing right now is the ability to work with our allies, the ability to make sure Iran does not further, and every administration has dealt with them for 45 years. Now it's to make sure, and there has never been a question, Israel has the right to defend itself, and we stand with them to do that. But we need to bring this to a conclusion.
Does that include a strike on Iran's nuclear or oil facilities?
Specific operations will be dealt with at the time, but being very clear on this, Iran, there was consequences for what they do. That's what's happening right now. Israel's right to defend itself is not in question.
Where's the consequences for what we do? Where's the consequences for what Israel does? Where are those consequences?
Paid for you to get attacked, not Iran. It was Netanyahu. Defend yourself against Netanyahu, dipshits. What? This is crazy. Well, this is just blather. I mean, honestly.
What is the consequences for
Trump are blathering, and whatever they would do,
they're just they're all warmongers. They're all so Trump wants to end the war in Ukraine, but they super hot on getting one going with Iran.
Precious Israel, beautiful.
Our precious Israel. Anyway, it's
I believe in Israel's right to choose.
The only hope you have, because if Kamala Harris becomes president, there's gonna be World War III in the Middle East. The only hope you have is that Trump is gonna somehow want to force a deal because he's a deal guy. I mean, it's a sliver of a hope because his rhetoric is so unbelievably over the top.
Yeah, look,
warmongering. Don't hold your breath.
It's like you got to, okay, look, you're in the World Trade Center. You got to jump out the window and burn up. That's your fucking choices.
That's what it feels like.
Who's the lawyer that used to work for him and now they have him at MSNBC, the corrupt one, Cohen?
Oh, yeah.
Did you watch him saying that Trump's going to send SEAL Team 6 after his enemies and how he's the first political prisoner in America? That's a quote. I'm not voting because I would vote for Trump, but if he doesn't send SEAL Team 6 to kill all of those people, which he's not going to, I will never be able to get over it. I wouldn't be able to go on if I voted and he didn't do the thing that they're whining he's going to do. I think he'll do nothing. And if he does do something good, I'm going to say, boy, I'm so glad I was wrong. I will happily say how wrong I was.
Hey, come see us on tour. We'll be in Tempe, Arizona, Los Angeles, Columbus, Ohio, Dayton, Ohio, Cincinnati, Lexington, Burbank, California, and Honolulu. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for those tickets. Don't go anywhere else.